Alright guys, good morning. It is day 2 of spring break van road trip, and we are in Priest Hole, Oregon, in the middle of nowhere. We were the only ones here last night, and we woke up this morning. There's one other van rolled in the night, but great little spot. No fee required or reservations. It's down by John Day Fossil Beds. There's these things called Painted Hills. We're going to go check them out. Saw them on the drive-in. There's the van. Kiddo's playing around. So far so good. She's running like a champ. Go get this campsite packed up. Update. So the problem with the engine that we thought the timing belt, fuel filter, spark plugs, ignition wires, plug wires fixed, it's back. It's ready to come back where the check engine light comes on and it just totally loses power and dies. There's some solenoid, something kicking on behind the dash, and it just dies randomly. So we have limped to some campsite outside of Pineville, Oregon, because it's the weekend. All the mechanic shops are closed, so the plan is we're here for 48 hours. Then we're going to see if we can limp this thing into Pineville, Oregon, and find someone to work on it. Otherwise, I don't know if we're going to get a tow back to Boise or what we're doing yet. So, one thing at a time. Hey, Mrs. G, what are we doing?
We're walking around Bend, Oregon.
What are we doing in Bend, Oregon?
Well, I've always wanted to see it. I'll start with that.
So is it true that you just sweet-talked the 20-year-old at the camp RV place to let us park our busted van in there for free and use the bathroom and showers?
That might have happened.
it totally happened.
Worked out really well.
So why are we in Bend until Monday?
Well, our camper van is possessed with something that we don't really know, and it's not functioning.
Hey everybody, you may have noticed that this is not a camper van. So the camper van decided to give up the ghost in the middle of nowhere, Oregon, and we limped it back to Bend, Oregon, and then we boondocked it in that camping place because Mrs. G sweet-talked the manager for free. We dropped it off at some mechanic in Bend, and then I was like, hey man, you guys can probably figure this out. Yeah, and he's like, no, we're not Jesus. This is probably your car's way of telling you it's done. So I was like, okay, well thanks. Good luck fixing that. And we are back on the road, heading to California, because we wanted to go to the Redwoods, right? Little G's, Mrs. G. That's the mission. We're continuing onwards with the mission. And we'll see what happens with the van when we swing back through Bend on Friday. Maybe we'll be doing a tow. Maybe we'll be doing a Greyhound. We don't know. But we're all on vacation together, right, G-Unit? Mm-hmm. So we just passed the Oregon-California border into California, and they inspect you for produce on the border. And the guy was like, any fresh produce? And I said, 2 onions. And he's like, no, that's fine. He let us drive through. And then as soon as we got over the border, Mrs. G's like, didn't find these. Because she smuggled secret carrots into California.
What am I supposed to tell you?
I gotta say, they taste even better now that they've been smuggled over the border.
And those Idaho potatoes, too.
And those big Idaho potatoes. Yeah, shh, don't tell them about that. Hey, well, since our van takes all our money, we gotta save it on the carrots. Well, I gotta say, after a couple of days living in a van in a parking lot, it's nice to be by the ocean. I'm driving down to 101. So, hopefully I'll find a mechanic to work on the van tomorrow. Also willing to pick it up. Until then, I'm just going to enjoy some fun with my kiddos and save this vacation. G, what did you see? Take a look. Just chilling. Life of a seal. Mrs. G, are you cold?
Didn't know you were recording right now. Yes, I'm
Are you a little bit chilly?
a little bit, yeah.
Is it worth it to see the old lighthouse?
It's a lot.
I'm a lot chilly.
I'm fine.
Also, younger G stole my hat. I may never get it back.
Hey, you said I could have it.
I did say you could have it, that's true. Okay, so we're in the Redwoods, and they have a lot of big trees, but this one is officially called the big tree. Although I gotta say, this sign says even bigger trees that way, so we may have to go check that out. But there is a baby G and a younger G for scale. Good Lord, look at this thing. Look at it. Oh my God, I can't even bend this high. It's huge. Whew. I know, right? Look, there's a younger G and a baby G for scale. Definitely feel like I'm on the forest moon of Endor in Star Wars right now. Younger G, where are we right now?
The trees are missed right now.
And what part is this?
I think it's like tree walking, kind of.
Is it
Long trees.
is it cool?
Yeah.
Does Mom like it?
No. Afraid of heights.
Hey everybody. Well, we left the van in Bend, Oregon. They maybe are getting the part that will fix it, and I will be returning at a point later in time to go get it. But today we spent 12 hours in our trusty rental car driving straight back home from the Redwoods. How do you guys feel? Should we do some more driving today? Are you guys done?
I'm done for
I think they're done. I think everybody in the G unit right now
Dog wants to
is done. However, highly recommend the Redwoods. They're great. But you heard baby G. Dog's done. Rough. G unit out. Hey everybody, Mr. G here, and I've got a companion with me on the road trip. We are going to rescue a 1995 Eurovan which stranded my family and I in the middle of nowhere, Oregon. Now, we were going to take the Greyhound, and I was very excited to give you guys a tour of what it's like to ride the Greyhound in 2021. However, due to the fact that it's the Greyhound, we got there to the Flying J Travel Plaza only to find out that our bus was 4 hours late. Also, Greyhound will not refund your ticket unless you buy a refundable ticket. So there's your pro tip for this video. So my buddy was kind enough to offer to drive my vehicle all the way back because I told him there was going to be Wi-Fi, you can just relax, get some work done on the bus, and that illusion was harshly shattered today as we realized there's no way the Greyhound was going to get us to Bend in time to pick up the van. Alright, well, we picked up the van. She ran fine for the hour it took to drive out to this campsite. But she's a sneaky beast.
She may die on us at any moment. And today we're going to drive through the middle of nowhere, Oregon, where it will be like 78 miles between towns and gas stations. So here's hoping the old girl doesn't strand us in the middle of nowhere.
Met a really interesting person. I'm on Highway 20 heading into Vail, and every time I drive this road, there's this guy living in a tent in the middle of nowhere by the side of the road. He's been there for like over a year. So I had extra food in the cooler from camping, so we dropped him some food. He says he's very famous on the internet. His name is Roy Glider. If that is true, Roy, in the next shot we will put the ballad of Roy Glider up if it exists. If it doesn't, you told me a great story today, and I appreciate you. And if you're on Highway 20 west of Vail, stop in, leave him some food. He's a really nice guy, totally sweet guy. So that's it for this. Okay, let's see if the ballad of Roy Glider is a real thing.
I'm crazy, I'm a thief, I'm a child molester, what have you. They got 1,000 things to call me. But the truth of that, that's just a way of distancing themselves from an issue they feel uncomfortable about. Because when you drive by the guy on the side of the road in a tent, you're dealing with abject poverty, and it makes you realize how good you really got it.
How is it you pull something so heavy when it comes to hills and stuff?
You push it.
All right, guys. There she is, back in my driveway. We made it back in one piece. She ran like a champ. I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to knock on wood. No check engine light, no issues, no dying, no sputtering. So apparently it was the secondary air valve, the combi valve, which kicks on as a emissions thing when it's cold. The one in there was busted. After already doing timing belt, the whole fuel system, really fingers crossed that was the thing causing it to die randomly. We will see. But I think it got a little better fuel economy too. I don't know. Fingers crossed the old girl is good until the next thing that breaks. But that's how it is owning a Volkswagen. Am I right? I'm right. All right. Whew. Catch you guys in the next one. Mr. G out.